Hello and welcome back to another episode of Raccoon Justice, where justice done the Raccoon way is the only way to do justice. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Please remember to give this video a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and if you are new, the very bestest of welcomes. We talk about everything to do with everything on this channel. Trying to bring justice to the world. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes we cause mischief, sometimes we don't, sometimes we get on people's nerves, sometimes we don't. Today we're going to respond to Sarah Ingham's wily ways of customer service. She's been having a go at all and sundry on Instagram the past few days. The subject of the matter is Jace's hair. Now, before anybody says anything, I do not want anybody in the comments to be going on about Jace's hair. This isn't the issue. We all know that it should be trimmed at the very least because it will make it healthier, right? The fact that he's got long hair is irrelevant. Boys can have long hair, yes they can. The reason for Jace having long hair is not the reason why you should have long hair if you're a boy. You should have a long hair if you enjoy it, if you like it, if you like the style, but it still needs to be kempt, shall we say. Right, so this is what has been said on Insta. Well, she's put up a couple comments that were pointed out to her. Somebody said here, he's cute, but sorry, he looks like a girl with all that hair. Poor kid, cut it. And another one was, he must be hot with all that hair. And Sarah's put laughable comment with a laughing emoji. Yep, it was in fact hilarious. And then she's responded to those two comments. She said, I see comments like this all the time. The first thing I'm going to say is shock horror, Jace is my son. I think you're too possessive over your children. Okay, I get he is your son technically, right? But the way you possess them, you always say that my children don't do this, my family do this. It is very, very possessive. I don't like it personally. Just saying, Jace is his own person, right? Jace is my son, and I certainly won't make him cut his hair again. I won't make him cut his hair against his will. Against his will. Bloody hell, Sarah. He's 3 years old. Just turned 3. He doesn't have a will. Okay, I mean, yes, obviously he does, but in terms of things like this, where the parent should be guiding him about what's best in the world, it's like saying, well, I'm not going to make him go to school against his will. Jeez, come on, man. No, it's not the same thing. You know, you can't. He's not going to turn around and say, Mummy, please, can I have my hair cut? You know, Jace is a little bit afraid of having his hair cut because you and your kids have been teasing him and scaring him about it. You've told us this. So why do you think Jace wouldn't want his hair cut if you asked him? Because he's afraid of it. Secondly, he's never ever, in the 3 years of his life, has he ever had his hair cut. Therefore, he's not just randomly going to come out with, Mummy, please, can I have my hair cut now? I would really like to experience the short hair. No, that's not a thing either, Sarah. That's not going to happen. And that is the first thing that you need to understand when you're saying this. I feel like I've been through this before. You know, Sarah doesn't get it, no matter how many times you tell her. So, yeah, I certainly won't make him cut his hair against his will because a stranger online doesn't like it, so please stop telling me to. Secondly, there's nothing poor or neglecting about a boy having long hair just because society says boys should cut it short. And then a rolling eye emoji. Right, so the problem is you're not doing it because of anything to do with society or you're doing it because it goes against the grain. Not because it's what Jace wants, not because it's even what you want. It's because it goes against what everybody else is saying, so you are doing the opposite. That's not the right reason to do it. You're also doing it because your best friend, what's her name? Stacey Solomon, for those that don't know. Sarah is an avid fan and basically copies every single thing Stacey does, literally down to what decor she has in her baby's bedroom and stuff like that. You know, it's very, I would say, very creepy, you know, stalkerish, some might say. But Stacey's little boy, who is a little bit older than Jace, has long hair. That is the reason. Nothing else. Literally that. And I believe that if Stacey decided to have her boy's hair cut, Sarah would copy it within days. That is how fickle Sarah is towards the societal norms and what she believes Jace wants. There is no more to it than that. Literally nothing. The amazing thing here is Sarah has actually put Jace's hair in the backdrop of this Instagram post, which makes it absolutely sad as anything. And she says here, can you imagine saying to a little girl who wanted short hair, poor girl, you look like a boy, you need to grow it long. Sarah has also put up a little duck emoji with a little speech bubble which says duck off. Sarah, are you insane? You're telling your fans to fuck off, basically. What exactly is wrong with you? Is there like a medical term for what you have? Not really acceptable, is it? Making comments to boys or on anyone's appearance is not acceptable, whether we're in the public eye or not. I don't expect everyone to like it, but I don't expect to be told to cut it on a daily basis, either just because you, a total stranger, doesn't like it. I mean, come on, is it really affecting your life that much? Right, Sarah, okay, the thing with you being in the public eye, right, most people, and I'm not talking about family vlogging because you're all the same, but most people, say celebrities, there have been huge celebrities in the past and they all have kids, right? Do we know what those kids look like? In general, right, most celebrities do not put their kids out. They do not hang their kids out to dry in the public eye. They do not put their kids in front of the cameras because for this very reason. Everyone's going to have an opinion. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to find people who are just not going to say anything about, even if they're about your kids. I don't agree that they should, but people will always have an opinion, and at the end of the day you can't stop them having an opinion. But what you can do is you can protect your children. So just laying the blame on people for having an opinion is stupid. Take your kids out of the scenario, and then those people will not have an opinion on your children. I do not see why that's so difficult to comprehend. That really is as simple and as basic as it is. Simple. Just to make clear to all those it's clearly affecting so much, Jace doesn't want to cut his hair. We, as his parents, don't want to cut his hair. And until he states otherwise, It's see, I can't wrap my head around this level of insanity. Okay, I get a bit like hot under the collar about these type of things when people can't quite see logic, and Sarah can't see logic. I can't get my head around her way of thinking at all. I mean, I can understand and try to understand different points of view, but this one just goes beyond me completely. Jace doesn't want to cut his hair. I've already mentioned this. He doesn't know what a haircut is, Sarah. Until he states otherwise. He's not going to state otherwise. Jesus, no. It's staying long. Until he states otherwise. Yep. It's staying long, so grow up. Negatively commenting on a 3-year-old's appearance and take your ignorant comments elsewhere. So a couple of days passed, and then she went off and won again. Because why not? She must be bored. That's what it is. She's on in the van somewhere, travelling the length and breadth of the country, and she's bored. So she's posting on Instagram to complain. It would be interesting to see the work you do with the others. I have a 10-year-old and have to spend so much time with her, encouraging and keeping on track. I'd love to see learning things you do with Isla too, especially since she clearly loves learning. And Sarah replied to both the comments the exact same thing. Some might call that spam replies, Sarah. Spam. She replied, 2 comments like this in the space of 10 minutes and neither of you following me. And then she's laughing about it. So basically thinking that neither of them are fans and they're haters and they just comment, you know. That was in reference to her lack of showing education. People want to see how the kids are taught and stuff like that. Which is, you know, I'm going to say this, right? I'm not a big advocate for you showing your kids everything, personal, everything, right? I'm not. You know I'm not, Sarah. I don't advocate that you do it. However, I would say that in terms of the type of things that you have exploited, you have exposed everything of your kids, you have shown education is quite low down on the list of like things you would think that you'd try to keep private. You know, I mean, some of the things that you have shown of your kids, and this is the one that you get very uptight about. There's got to be a reason. This is what this is what you replied, and this was classic Sarah. Okay, you judge them on their looks, how they dance, how they behave, what their interests are, what they eat, what they wear. Jeez, even how they style their hair. This is like this is kind of like a Braveheart moment. Seriously. Sarah, one thing that I would say, well, that maybe not just the one thing, but you are opening them up to be judged, right? This is not, and as I've said before, it's not right to judge a child on anything, right? Okay, we got that out of the way. And I actually don't judge your kids. I don't say very often. I don't very often say anything negative towards them. I say, Sarah, look how your kids are behaving. Look what you are doing to your children. I don't say your child is a brat. That is not what I'm here for. I'm not judging them, right? I don't judge them on their looks, ever. by the way, so don't even think about that. How they dance. Nobody's judging them how they dance. What are you on about? Well, actually, no. Some certain websites may have dabbled in that, but I don't, and I don't allow that either. I don't think anybody on my channel has judged them on their dancing ability. Who gives a damn whether or not they can dance or not? Who cares? How they behave, well, we say how they behave based on how you bring them up to behave. Yes, running around in a shop is not good behaviour, and we'd expect you, Sarah, as their parent, to actually know that and teach them how best to behave. But it's a reflection on you, unfortunately, Sarah, what their interests are. People judge them on their interests. I don't really think that they do, to be honest. I mean, you don't really say much about their interests other than pushing Esme's crafting ability out, but you're doing that for a purpose. What they eat, okay, yeah, I can, but they're not judging the kids. This is the misconception. This is the problem that you can't get through to your thick skull, is that it's not the kids that they are judging. They're not saying your child is eating too much. They're saying, look, Sarah, what you're feeding your kids. That's not the same thing as judging your kids on what they eat. What they wear, no, I don't think they judge them on what they wear. Even how they style their hair. Who? And please, I know we've gone over this whole Jace thing, okay? What Jace... Jace is 3 years old. I think we've established this. He's not into styling his hair in any which way, right? He doesn't style his hair whatsoever. Please don't even... stop trying to pull that one. You know what you're doing, Sarah. We're not going to go over it again for now. So, this... we carry on. So, Sarah, your Braveheart moment. You judge them on their looks, how they dance, how they behave, what their interests are, what they eat, what they wear. Jeez, you even how they style their hair. But you will never judge their learning, and I will never share any of their work for you to criticize. Did I pull that off? I knew what I was trying to do. Anyway, so I can't believe that. I really can't believe you're this thick, honestly. We judge everything about them, but we will never be given that opportunity to judge their schoolwork. What schoolwork, anyway? Sarah, I don't know if you realise this, right? Everything aside, but you have put out their schoolwork. You have shown it on camera. You have shown Isabel allegedly going to her GCSE exams. You have said on camera that Isabel is doing her tutor lessons even though her GCSEs are finished. You have, the other day, you filmed Isla allegedly in the middle of a tutor session. Do you realise, and I didn't bring this up at the time, but do you realise that Isla was actually sat there writing in her little notebook, and she started writing halfway down the page? Was there any particular reason why she was writing halfway down the page rather than from the top of the page? I mean, it's just little things like that, you know, that kind of make you think, hang on a second, is this actually happening? Oh. You've also filmed Isla while she's sat there with a camera in her face trying to do schoolwork. You've filmed her, had Isabel posting Instagram stories about her schoolwork and what she's doing in her schoolwork. And after everything that you've posted about your kids and their lives, there's literally nothing left to the imagination anymore. And yet you will be damned if anybody will ever judge their schoolwork. I'm actually lost for words. I can't believe that you actually said all that. I really can't. It is beyond. And then she finishes off with, apologies to those genuinely interested, but sadly that's not the case for most, and I won't give you another thing to bash my children for. Right, Sarah, just to conclude this little thing that you've got going on, you would never put your kids out to be put up for criticism. You would never do that, would you? No. How? The only reason you're getting very uptight about this, right? The only reason is because you're not educating your kids. We only have to listen to them speak to know this. Do you realise that kids are educated to a certain standard, and they're expected to be at a certain standard depending on their age? And when your kids talk, and things like vocabulary and words that they know and words that they don't know and things like that, you know, it is pretty easy to judge basically how far advanced they are, or lack of advancement. It's not rocket science, okay? It's not that we're delving into their education. It's just nobody wants your kids not to be educated. You do. Nobody else does. So when people are asking, when people are asking whether or not your kids are doing work, or asking to be shown what work they are doing, whether or not it's a troll or a hater or a fan, it doesn't actually matter. The crux of the question is still valid. It's not something that people are just trying to catch you out on. They actually want you to show. And you don't have to show their schoolwork. Why? Nobody's asking you to show their schoolwork. What we're asking is just for you to explain to people what the kids are doing and where they're up to, and like what's Isabel's plans for the future and things like that. I mean, that's stuff that your fans actually want to know. So anyway, good luck with the rest of your homeschooling. Kind of on the road most of the time, so anyway, thank you for listening to me, Sarah. I know you'll have taken it all in, stored it at the back of your little brain, and you'll do with it what you will. Everybody else, please have a wonderful day. Hit the subscribe button on your way out. Remember to hit the thumbs up as well, because I need the algorithms to shoot me into the stars. Comment about this topic below. Come back again tomorrow for another fabulous video. Take care and bye bye.